Hi everyone! Today I'm sharing my recipe for chive blossom pesto. This savory and fresh pesto has a gorgeous green color and it's full of flavor. I'll also be showing you how I make a delicious and nutritious chicken pesto sandwich that is a family favorite. For my recipes, I'm starting by harvesting both chive blossoms and chives from my herb garden. Now, if you've never had chives or chive blossoms, they have a mild onion-like flavor with subtle undertones of garlic, and they're perfect in many different recipes. Plus, if you grow chives, you're helping to support local pollinator populations. Bees love chive blossoms, and they're attracted to the nectar the blossoms provide in the spring. Chives are a fantastic dual-purpose herb. They're edible for us and beneficial for the environment. Here is my little chive and chive blossom harvest. Some of my favorite ways to use chives and their blossoms include adding them to scrambled eggs for breakfast, using them in different potato dishes, and making spreads and sauces like the pesto I'll be making today. Really quick, before I make the pesto, I'm marinating 2 thinly sliced chicken breasts in extra virgin olive oil, salt, and pepper. I'll add these to the fridge until I'm ready to grill them. Now I'm carefully separating the chive blossoms from their stems. This part is optional since we'll be blending everything together soon, but I wanted to show you what 1/4 cup of chive blossoms looks like since that's the amount of blossoms I'm using for my pesto recipe. If you're watching and you have a favorite way to use chives or chive blossoms, please let me know. I have an abundance of chives right now growing in my garden, and I'd love to put them all to good use. Now it's very important to wash these to remove any dirt or buildup. So I'm going to add some water and then gently soak and hand wash the chives and blossoms. After everything is nice and clean, I'm transferring the blossoms and chives to a paper towel to air dry for a little bit. You can see how much dirt came off in the bowl, and thankfully all of that dirt is not going to end up in our pesto. I'm going to let these dry just a bit more. The next step is to measure out 1/4 cup of chive blossoms for our pesto. And I'm chopping my chives just to make the puree process quicker. In addition to the chive blossoms, I'm adding 1/4 cup of chives as well, so I'm measuring that out here. Okay, it's pesto time. I'm starting by adding my chives, followed by the chive blossoms to my food processor. Next, I'm adding 1/8 of a cup of these pine nuts, and I'm also adding 1/2 clove of fresh garlic as well. Now it's time to blend these together using the puree setting on my food processor. Once those ingredients are blended, I'm blending in 1/8 of a cup of extra virgin olive oil. And the final ingredient I'm adding is 1/8 of a cup of grated parmesan cheese. And let's give this one more blend to incorporate everything together smoothly. Alright, here is our chive blossom pesto. You can see it's a beautiful greenish gold color from the herbs and the olive oil. Now I'm transferring the pesto to a ramekin so it'll be easy to spoon onto our tasty mozzarella chicken here shortly. Here's a close-up shot for you of our pesto. Alright, let's get our chicken going. So first, I'm grilling my marinated chicken breasts on medium heat for about 8 minutes on the first side, then flipping them and adding some sliced mozzarella cheese. After about 6 more minutes, the cheese is melted and the internal temperature of the chicken is 165 degrees, so these are ready. For my sandwich bread, I'm using a gluten-free baguette from Trader Joe's. And I like to brush some extra virgin olive oil on the bread, then pop it in the oven under the broiler for 3 to 4 minutes to get it nice and toasted. Once the bread is done, it's time to assemble the best chicken pesto sandwich. Just add the grilled chicken with mozzarella, plus some fresh tomato slices, even better if they're from the garden, followed by some arugula for some healthy greens. And the final step is to add our amazing fresh chive blossom pesto to the other slice of bread. I applied a generous layer since this stuff is really good and I can't wait to taste all of that flavor. Now for my favorite part. It's lunchtime and I'm taking a bite. All right, I rate this an 11 out of 10 for flavor. This sandwich is perfectly seasoned and balanced. It has the layers of fresh pesto, mozzarella chicken, and greens. What more could you want? This is something I crave over and over again, and I know you will too if you give it a try. Enjoy!